hello, my beautiful lovelies. It's Sunday. I know you guys have all been waiting for me. There was slight promises of maybe streaming on a Friday or a Saturday, and clearly there was also Sunday morning. But unfortunately, plans don't always go as plans, and therefore, hello, and here I am. Hi, Aru. Hello. I am doing well. Thank you so much, Mr. Kit. Hello. I hope you're doing good. So yes, welcome to the very late but Satsudan for this week itself. I think like the one thing that you will always see me at least try to make sure that I can do, even if like nothing else works out the whole week, the Satsudans are a must. So there will always be just chats. I will try to make sure at least that I can actually show up for it no matter what. Okay, so let's get started and just like go about recapping what's happened over the week. I'm sure you guys will be interested. Oh, it's a 6-month sub anniversary. Oh man, thank you so much for the 6-month sub anniversary. Thank you. I'm also so excited to know that we are actually on our 6 months. 6 months up from Aru. That's amazing. Yes, it sure is. Time has really fly by. It's 6 months since we've known each other. And I'm so glad to have you guys on this journey with me and to have been here with me for the longest of time. So let's start at the beginning. So this week itself, we've played TFT. We'll enter like a few games, and then I took off Wednesday night. I had an early stream on Wednesday night, and then I took off to pick up my beautiful friend from Indonesian friend from the airport. And yes, if you're asking a question, yes, aliens do have to blend in. So I have a car, I do drive snail speed, despite the fact that I technically pump the brakes. Kinda, I mean, as an alien, do you really adhere to speed limits? The answer is no. The answer is no. We don't have such thing as speed limits in the galaxy. I mean, what are we gonna collide with? A meteor? They're slower than us. We'll be fine. We'll get past it. You know, hyperspeed your way through life. And so it was really funny because like I love you guys. I had a plan to pick up the friend from the airport. I hit out and I was vaguely surprised to see like an online status from the friend. Texted the friend because I can't tell. I mean, are there short flight crafts with internet? I didn't think so. But I texted the friend and was like, hey, so in case you've already landed, I'll be there soon. I am definitely, I'll be picking you up within like the next half hour, 45 minutes. And then I got a text going, yeah, my flight got delayed again. We're looking at being there by 2 a.m. I was like, wait, what? And this is the moment Myu Alien's CPU shut down, because like I didn't expect it to go at 2 a.m. The friend is panicking. I don't think it will be possible for anyone to ring me from the dead, because I have like a do not disturb on my phone itself. So I have a do not disturb on my phone. There was no way anyone will wake me up at 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning to get into my house. So yeah, flight delays are normal. Yeah, but like, let's talk about which aircraft that was. That was Air Asia. Okay, we're talking about Air Asia right now. So you can imagine like with how much hype and all the issues with Air Asia. Yeah. Hey, Game Bonkers official. What's with the late stream? Well, it is late stream because I've just gone back, and I'm not sure if you guys celebrate winter solstice early, but happy winter solstice. The Earth fam decided to celebrate it today, so it was gathering first and then rushing home here to just make it for late Satsudan, to make sure I make sure like I get my Sunday-ish Satsudan on. So yeah. So happy winter solstice if you celebrated it early. Tongyun, have a lot of Tongyun. Otherwise, like, yeah, no. The actual day itself is on a weekday. But we've elected to celebrate it earlier, so it's over. We celebrated it today. But like Tongyun is the best. This is the time to have like lots of Tongyun balls. I love it. I love having like a warm gingery soup with pandan leaves, pandan essence in it, and these glutinous rice balls, which is what we call Tongyun, in Cantonese, and just munching on them. It's really nice. Love it. Like my family makes, my aunt makes a really mean Tongyun during this season. So it was really nice to celebrate winter solstice, to you know, meet the aunts and meet the cousins again. Thank you so much for the Hydrate 5D100. Unfortunately, my tea is in the next room. I'm actually intending to make hot chocolate later, so I will use that opportunity to hydrate on the hot chocolate. But hello. Oh, 5D100, just so you know, I do have the Christmas week off. I'm planning to do some things, activities then, but translating will be the goal. So I'm gonna like, ping you about my schedule for the Christmas week leading up to New Year's Eve, and then we can like organize and see how I can like chuck things at you for editing, because I'm gonna do like a mad rush. Like everyone knows I do like a bulk set of chapters to release on a specific period at the end of the year, and I think like sometimes I do Christmas, sometimes I do New Year's Eve. I think this time I'm gonna just aim for New Year's Eve, so I'll like poke you later. You're gonna help your mom with that later today. Brilliant. So definitely. You're doing a tut run through? Yeah, I haven't like checked that one out because I'm waiting for you to like finish your like your run throughs first, and then I'll have a look at it. Okay, so going back to the story. So on the way to the airport on Wednesday, but texted friend earlier, finds out flight was delayed till 2 a.m. and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm gonna be dead right now. Dead is an understatement. I drove near the airport and basically parked my car somewhere close to the airport, and waited for the friend. And by the time the friend actually came out, it was not 2 a.m. It was actually 3 a.m. You know, 1 hour delay. And as a foreigner, you know, you have to go through more red tape and hassle at the airport. Now, in my slightly addled brain as well, I had completely forgotten that I was at the international airport, but this isn't the same airport that like AirAsia flights land in Malaysia. So if you're catching an AirAsia flight, chances are you're going to be in what they call terminal KLIA 2, and so I was at KLIA, not KLIA 2, waiting for the friend, texting the friend going like, where the heck are you? And finally realizing in the middle of chatting with a friend who's like, I'm out here, I don't see you, I had screwed up. So that meant I had to drive back one round in the loop to go to KLIA 2. You've never been there? Well, yeah, you should buy an AirAsia flight and fly down to KLIA 2. You'll land in KLIA 2. So picked up the friend, ended up having late night snacks, because like at this point, you know, I've been awake for more hours than I should be. Stomach's growling like crazy, and so we went out to have food, and it was just hilarious because like I'm driving, right, and my friend's like, you seem tired, do you want me to drive? I'm like, why is someone else driving my car? Like first and foremost, I'm an alien. It's okay if I pump the brakes or accidentally like, overshoot or seem like I'm not a steady driver. I mean, yeah. And the other thing's like, you know, I'm technically a B driver. You know, I'm still probationary. It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine, right? Okay. You can hear like the "it'll be fine" has a lot of implications right there. It will definitely be fine. That's what I say to myself. And so like what happened was, yeah, I found out very interesting things, by the way, about Indonesia on that day itself. For starters, you can buy a license. You buy a license that you don't actually have to sit for driving, and apparently, people as young as like 12 already have known how to drive there. So like, It's scary. I don't know if I'm gonna trust any Indonesian driver when I'm in Indonesia, because you buy your license, you don't actually sit for the driving or anything. So a part of me, it's like, I may be a shit driver, but like, you know, I went through the examination, so I'm a shit driver after. That's okay. But like, prior to that, no, I'm not. Paper license, no. You heard of a lot of shops at KLIA too? Yes, there's a lot of shops at KLIA too. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely a fun place to check out. It's a lot more homey than I would say going to KLIA. Merry Christmas as well to you, 5D100. A little early, but hey, next week for Christmas itself, we are going to be doing something special with a bunch of beautiful, with a friend. And I hope you guys can join into that. So I will let the friend announce it on his stream as well, but I will announce it later at the end of the stream. So yeah, the paper licensing, very scary. And I was like, wait, when I heard that, I was like, nah, I'm not passing this to you. Or you're just gonna sit here while the probationary driver is gonna drive, and if I seem tired driving, well, just so you know, you'll be alive, because my main goal is to keep you alive when I send you back to my place. But like, can you imagine, like, it's like, by the time we were done with like supper and everything, it's like 4 a.m. coming to 5 a.m. I need to get up by 9-ish to go to work. And yeah, essentially we didn't really have good sleep. Neither of us had good sleep, partly because like he wakes up like 7. My alarm also wakes me up by 7 itself, and like, and to be honest, apparently he can't stand the cold. So like, imagine like setting your air conditioning at a certain temperature and waking up to see lights, which is not something I tend to have in my room, and the air condition temperature being swapped, and I'm like, why? Wait, what's happened here? Why is it so hot? Okay, so yeah. Warning, like, if you have guests staying in your house, if they're staying in the same room with you, maybe have something that locks the temperature on the air conditioning in, or something where you can only control the lights and nobody else can. Because like, no, please don't turn on my stuff, yo. And so that was a very interesting experience to go through, because I didn't expect that sort of experience, right? With that, right? And so this is like, comes Thursday, this is the day that my company decides to have a Christmas party. They're celebrating it early, and the reason why they're celebrating it early is because quite a number of people are actually going on holiday right now for the Christmas period, so they gotta celebrate Christmas early. So we're having a Christmas buffet. It was at this beautiful place in on Kale Tower, at a revolving restaurant that just basically revolves around Kale Tower, and you get to see like this beautiful view. Hey Rays, welcome to the channel. I see I've got another hydrate, which I'm gonna have to like hydrate myself on hot chocolate later, but thank you so much for this. And that hydrate, thank you so much. Yes, Rays, to answer the same question that that Game Bonkers mentioned earlier, first and foremost, happy winter solstice day. If you're not celebrating it, well, my family has, so we celebrated it early. We had some Tongyun and some family reunion itself. So with the Earthlings itself, we definitely had like a wonderful time, but it also meant that it ended late by 10. So you know, this stream is late because that ended late. But welcome. I hope you had the Tongyun as well. Yes, we celebrate the solstice too. I like the moon, okay? I love the moon. Let me remind you that I am a huge fan of the moon, and I love anything that it's like watery themes as well. So moon and sea, my favorite two things. Can't you see at the back here? Like, see, this is my team, and you can see some stars. You can see stars here, stars and the moon shapes here. In fact, like, if you look at my model itself, my live 2D model, which is coming up soon, it also has those themes as well. So yeah, of course, anything moon related, you're gonna see me there. Anything that revolves around the sea, you'll see me there. Hey Zeno, happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Well, okay, I get why you're doing this, but Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy New Year. Well, we'll see when we get to the new year. Hey, what else? We might celebrate. Oh, gonna argue, gonna go shower. Well, guys, don't worry. At the very least, we can also celebrate it because I intend to celebrate Christmas with you guys. I will see about New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is kind of like a private moment for me, but I know there's a lot of lonely people out there that want some love, so we might have like a little fun time on New Year's Eve though. Not for too long. As long as it's another kind of moon. What moon is that, I wonder? Alright, anyway, so going back to the story of like my Thursday touch grass adventure. It was a little too grassy for my liking, but like so Thursday swings by, brought the friend around to KL, basically dumped him at my office in a living space, and brought out all my because I work on MacBook Pros, my dear. So like I brought that just to hang out with him so I can do work and like keep him company as well, like making sure like he was in an okay state. You know, there's a lot of interesting things that happen. One of the things that you do not expect happening is your buddy is in love, and that's just something I did not realize, okay? And he's having sweet talks with his new girlfriend in the pantry where you're working and other people can be there. And you're kind of hearing bits and pieces of it. Now, I'm okay. Like, I'm not squirmish about these kind of things because, like, if it was like a private setting and there, you know, it's just me, I'm like, yeah, go for it. I mean, and so when I was like seated next to him, I was like laughing about it because, like, I like am not shy. I don't really care about it. I mean, I can hear most of it. I'm like, whatever. It's you. But like the instant there are more people around, I'm like, bro, I know you're a noise cancellation phones, but how the hell are you like able to poker face through this? Cause like, don't you think like a more private place would be better? But to be fair, said girlfriend is currently like overseas right now, and so time zone wise, this was the moment that he had, which was around the midday period here, to be able to have chit chats. Again, not a problem. So I was like, yeah, and it was hilarious. It was a very hilarious experience to have the friend there. And I'm like bloodshot eyes and tired. Everyone who comes up to me is all like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm dead. I'm dead to the world right now. I'm dead to the world. I don't want to think about this. In fact, like, it was at the level I was like, no, I'm going to take Friday off because I need to take Friday off for myself because I think, like, I had already preempt the boss that I was going to take the Friday off because I was like, I want to take it. But I didn't actually put in the leave until the day before. My boss like, you know, there's a 3 days policy. I was like, yes, but I've told you before. Now the thing is that I didn't think it through as well at the time, and so like because they wanted to celebrate Christmas, so my office also decided to make use and multi-purpose the living space that we were in, which let me just say that the pantry at a certain period was a lot of people were being that to convert it into a Christmassy themed celebration, which was also why, like, yeah, the whole get a room thing, yeah, I was getting more and more nervous by it. But I got pulled aside with one of HR just basically telling me like, hey, is your friend going to be here long? Because like this is a private event, your friend shouldn't be involved with this. I'm like, my friend's just here to wait until his Airbnb, like the room is available. Like the hell? Like, I get it. I know not to like intrude and bring a +1. Do we need to have to go through this conversation? In fact, why are we having this conversation? Because you make it sound like I'm not tuned into the world. Thank you very much for having that conversation with me. Wait, Zeno, no, we did not say any of that. Yeah, it was a very, very awkward situation. And anyway, friend leaves. We get on with the little party thing, and then we start going to KL Tower. Now, in the middle of going to KL Tower, the Earthlings that are my colleagues were like, hey, so, Myu, you've been driving for a while, yeah? So are you? When are you gonna get your full license? Me, blur-headed, by the way, was like, it's gonna be January. I was like, really? And then a moment of clarity came to me, and I was like, I actually don't remember because I didn't check the license. Let's have a look at that. Now, dear listeners, please don't be a Myu. Please do occasionally check the license. because you're gonna be so screwed if you don't check the license. And I popped out the license, and guess what date it was that I needed to do a renewal? Yes, that's right. It was the Friday, the 16th itself, that I needed to. That was the last day validity on my probationary. To convert it to a full license, by the way. And let me just forewarn you, dear listeners, that if you did not convert your license within the week that it was gonna expire, you'd have to pay a fine. And you definitely have to like write in a form. And can you imagine if I had not had that done, and I picked up the friend, the implications there. And so me being like, alamak, yes, the alamak, the Malaysian alamak comes out. Me being like, oh shit, I messed this up. Basically, also with a very gleeful thought in my head, went up to like the manager itself. I was like, yeah, so now I'll have a really legit reason of why I need to take like Friday off. So it's not just about like I just want to take Friday off because I'm tired, I just want to sleep in. It's I need to renew my freaking license now. No, you can't renew online. If you renew online, it's gonna take it will come like much later. One of the things that I think that has been the best or the greatest thing about being a Malaysian, for what I've seen so far, is that you could go to the counters, you could hand in all your details, get it renewed, and it's renewed within a day itself. So like passports, bam, within a day, within like 2 hours, license immediately. Like they'll be like, yeah, you just wait 10 minutes later, here's your new license. You know, it's quite a smooth journey getting it. So it was great. So, but like that was me going crazy tired, and then Friday strolls by. Was not planned, by the way, but essentially, mid renewing a license, I decided, why don't I just pick up the friend? But by this point, my body was still tired and exhausted from Thursday and Wednesday's adventure of like lack of sleep. So I picked up the friend and ended up hanging out with them at KLCC to introduce all the like where they need to go for Comic Fiesta, walking around the area so they could see what the area looked like, which to them it's huge, but like, hey, that's a good thing. And then taking up the Kinokuniya, where as a big Final Fantasy 14 fan, they basically stood there for ages debating whether they should buy 4 art books. Actually it was about 5 to 6 art books, but essentially they bought 4 art books, which was half the budget. I think it was like close to like 800 ringgit gone in an instant, but it was like half the budget that they brought down for the entire trip. I think I managed to kill my friend's wallet that day. And then yeah, and so that was like a very eventful night. And we did it again as well yesterday with meetups. But you know, throughout this whole process of like meeting with the buddy, it has been great because like for studies at the very least, it's always nice to just meet people again, right? And just get to know and see the changes that they're on. And I kid you not, this guy has changed. This guy has evolved already. For context for anyone who has not seen my Twitter, the friend that I've met up with is called Terrified Prinny. He used to be a live cam, video cam, like, you know, real face, no VTubing, but a streamer from Indonesia, and he specializes in a few games itself. Monster Hunter Rise, I think, was like his most popular tweet, because he had one where he had recorded like a little doggy like chasing his tail around as a meme, and that blew up to like more than 300k retweets. Like, impressive, man, damn. And he was to blow up virally on Final Fantasy 14's Reddit with a hilarious post where his bunch of friends had gotten together and they had basically bought this congratulatory banner for a friend who was getting married, and it was basically it was about like, hey, like Xenos thing, something about like Xenos and like being the second wife. Like, it was hilarious, but that blew up virally as well on Reddit. So it was really interesting. Like, he's great. He's pretty impressive, and he's gone from what he's done right now, and he's moved on to some really exciting projects. I wish I could share more details about that, but I'm also someone who really prides about upholding like certain things. I mean, like so I would want to share more details about the project that he has got. So far, in terms of what I've seen, it's pretty impressive, but what he's doing is more for Indonesia side of things. If this project actually goes international, I'll be sure to cover it on the stream itself. We'll have a little chat about like what about it, and you know, and then we'll see how like people feel about playing or like getting involved with that kind of project. So yeah, I'll be sure to show you guys. But like, he's done some amazing stuff, and it's really great to see. But the overall experience, you know, I just suddenly realized that this alien here is really old. This alien here is really old, and therefore, when I'm old in millions of centuries, there are some things that you don't want to do. And I think like being a youngster, being like so gung-ho at like meeting up and exhausting yourself in front of an extrovert, it sucks a lot of energy. I think like as an introvert itself, I'm very willing to admit that like there's only 80% of my energy that I want to give to people, and 20% I just want to like, you know, sit at home and not think. And I was hanging out with an extrovert, and basically feeling my life had drained down instantly within like 4 or 5 days. So I touched grass and got rejuvenated for half of it, and then the other half I was like, oh. It's not bad. I did see Kilolo had posted something. I'm so sorry, Kilolo, I did not get to it because like everybody was like messaging in between. So I'm scrolling back up to read Kilolo your message. So weird as it might seem, the police department is basically encouraging buying license because the driving exam is notoriously difficult. All of them are unrelated to actual driving. Now I'm curious, what do you mean by unrelated to actual driving? This is something I'd like to have a bit of idea or context behind. So I'll love it if you could tell me a little bit more. Aru, bring a jacket to Mimi's home. I'm sorry, my home doesn't need jacket, yo. I mean, you can survive in winter in Australia. You don't need to bring a jacket to my house. We can still be young at heart, totally not implying that you're ancient. Sure you are. Touch grass, I call eat win. Yeah, eat win, then you fart win out of your buttocks as well. It's okay, you can continue to eat win. The farting will happen, and then the farting will have a beautiful aroma with it. Because it passes through all of that. And here's the other thing that's interesting. So for that week itself, I've been on Twitter, and I'm sure some of you would have seen that I do some posts, some random interesting posts every now and again. It's not all the time, but like, you know, as and when as it happens. Plant trees, grow your own grass at home. And no, like impossible to plant trees in any apartment, in like a spaceship. If I'm planting the trees and it overruns and grows all over my console, you know, how am I gonna get back home? I'm already trying to repair the damages in my spaceship. I don't need to have more damages, you know. Let's not Amazonian my spaceship. They're not gonna thrive and survive in the space, by the way, once we go back. So yeah, so one of the posts right now was that someone had actually posted something. It's pretty sussy, so I think like you will forgive me if I say that there are moments where like I'm say so up until like there's a moment where I then show off a little bit of knowledge. I'm not saying a lot, but a little bit of knowledge that implies my unsafe-ness. It happens, I swear, it does happen occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally it does. And you need to pick and poke me at in the right direction to actually prompt that to happen. So I wanna just explain that there is a subset group of people that I do know from an app called Reality. I'm not close to them, but one of my girlfriends is very, very close to that particular group itself. And from that group, one of them is someone that I kind of follow, and I do occasionally post in their posts. Not all, but some. And then there are others where I, you know, from that group that I think, oh, I actually like what they have to say. I wanna get into it, as in like I would like to get to know them a little bit more. And so I would also post and interact with their post itself, just sort of like get to know them a bit better. So that's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, wait, hang on. I'm seeing something. So the task is not about parking or reading street signs. It's about finishing a track with lots of obstacles within a time limit. That sounds about right. I mean, we do that as well for as test for the examination. There's parking and there's also a track with obstacles. So I'm not sure what kind of like obstacles you're going through. Also 49% in, don't tear me and don't press X to doubt my say-so-ness. I'm say-so. You already know I'm say-so. You all know I'm say-so. I'm super say-so, okay? Super say-so. Super say-so. Anyway. So to give a bit more context about the conversation that sparked this this entire thing, right? So it started with someone posting this thread on Twitter, and it's basically the first 3 words is what's going to happen to you in 2023, and it's basically a GIF with a bunch of words that are scrolling about, and so you're supposed to click on each one of them like 3 times to see what are the 3 words. And essentially, like the 3 words that I click was poor, bit, prostitution. Like the 3 words you can click were like poor, dead, and prostitution. Like, I don't know what's with my timing. Excuse me, this alien is not gonna be poor. This alien is not gonna be dead. And this alien is definitely not gonna get involved with prostitution, okay? Like, why? What kind of, like, why would you even put those words there? Like, what the hell? What kind of GIF is this shit, yo? And, and so I got teased to sell feet pics from the comfort of my own home. Basically, you know how, like, most VTubers right now are into, like, showing off their feet, like, feet cam? Yeah, so this guy was like teasing me, why don't you sell feet pics from the comfort of your own home? I mean, like, I guess you could, I guess, like, part of that is, you know, I was like, okay, like, I'm like, okay, if we're gonna go down the feet pic path, if we really are going to go down the feet pic path, then let's talk about something that I don't think anyone would expect me to throw that curveball. And so you know what the curveball I threw back was? I basically went like, okay, so if you're telling me to sell feet pics from the comfort of my own home just because I mentioned that I clicked on poor date prostitution, then let me throw this back. My feet pics are not one to talk about. What about dirty panties? And I think this was the moment this guy basically short-circuited his brain and was like, wait, what? Am I, alright, I forgot. I'm talking to youngsters. Why did I, like, throw that out? Like, you know, right? It's a Craigslist thing. You know. I'm like, oh! And this was me, like, trying to save it. Hey, Anubis. Hey. I'm so sorry. You came in at, like, a very awkward conversation. That's quite creepy. No, I know. It wasn't meant for me to be creepy, but essentially there was a period in, and I kid you not, Aru, it was a period in Australia as well, and it was a period that was announced like on news itself that there were a bunch of people who actually makes money out selling dirty panties. Literally, if you're a female, all you need to do is wear some panties, soil it, just don't wash the fucker, and like put it in an envelope and sell it, and apparently guys will pay a bunch of money, and it was on Craigslist in Australia. Just gotta repeat, in Australia, and then it was also available on the internet elsewhere. It's like I just want to say that, like, I am say-so. I just am well aware of things around me, okay? I'm well aware of things that are going on around me. I've had people actually ask me before, like, if you're desperate for money, why don't you do something like that? I'm like, what? No, never. Not at the expense of my own, like dignity and pride. Like, guys, no. But, like, if you guys want to do it, I won't mind, you know? I mean, like, I find it hilarious that anyone would do it. And I also find it hilarious that anyone will be okay with it. Do you know some friends that have got into really sussy things? And I find it really interesting to see how that happens. And it's like, I feel like if there was the 10th step, this is what's happening right now. yeah, people are interesting. People, I mean, have you seen last time where, but Game of Water, and you know the one where this girl was like, I can't remember the streamer's name, okay? Please forgive me. I'm really bad at remembering things. I remember things as scenes and events, never names that well. But like, essentially, that she was in a bathtub filled with water, and she was promoting selling her bath water, and guys, and there were guys that actually bought it. To be fair, she had an ahoge look on her face, so like, you know, you can't underestimate thirsty guys out there. Just saying, cannot underestimate thirsty guys out there. So anyway, I was like, I'm just going to like apologize to this kid because clearly like it's my fault right now. Like I need to apologize to this other VTuber on the internet because I've thrown the curveball. And this guy has just basically just brain freezed. So I was like, you know, I'm like, right, you guys are very young, and I just hit a pats there, and then this guy was like, I'm older than you, and then I think he panicked, basically DM'd me straight on Twitter and was like, no, I'm older than you, and then reveals his age to me, and I'm like, you know, it was funny. It was so funny because this guy, I think for the longest of time has been treating me as younger than him. I think that he's mixed with a lot of youngsters, and so there was this impression that I was young, and I'm like, no, I'm definitely older than you. Thank you for letting me know your age, and now let me show you my age right now, and I'm older than you. And it was that very precise moment that the instant I showed that, he just was like, holy crap, like you don't feel like that, you don't sound like that. I'm like, yeah. That's life, buddy. Like there are some of us that just don't. We feel younger in our age. That's what aliens are. We look younger in our age, and that led to like one of the most hilarious tweet I think I posted on the internet that only if you knew you knew, which was basically like, we've proven that an alien is older than a god. Because by context, his VTuber character was a god. And it was really funny because I had another friend who I've known from the other app, the other like live streaming app that we used to be on, and she came on to post as well and was like, yeah, because like that's so unfair. You sound like 8 to 10 years younger than yourself. Your aura, the way you present yourself, you're like, oh my god, how did you? She's like, you are the real con job. I'm like, thank you. If I'm able to achieve that con jobness, that just proves that, you know, the saying "young at heart," everybody's got it. Everybody's got it. Wow, Zeno, wow. Wait, hang on. You can't just say shut up and take my money, because like all you need to do right now is you gotta get Aru to also do voices as well as a recording with the bath water, and that way, you know, if you're paying for bath water, you get a recording that goes with it. And then as you're like playing with that bath water, you can imagine the exact scene that happened with the recording. See, I'm teaching you to make your money's worth, you know? Turn to grass. Is everyone on YouTube or what? No one's on YouTube. We're all here. We're all here today. That's messed up. It's messed up when like people like, I guess it's more messed up when people don't actually realize that I do, you know. Like there is that thing. If you wanna hear like interesting stories, you have to poke me in the right direction, right? Like, people need to poke me in the right direction, or they need to like get me in a period where I, you know, I'll react in a way that you probably wouldn't expect. And I think that there are a lot of people out there that I'm always surprised by the different facets of myself. I'm an alien. All my personalities are everywhere right now. I'm basically a reflection of whatever you guys chuck at me. The mirror reflection, that's what it is. You want to be that way, then you get that. No, you don't need bath water. You don't need bath water, Zeno. You sure? I thought you were saying you were gonna buy some. I thought you were. Arun, aw, man. You'll be fine. Blair, you're hearing stories of the wild. That's what happens when I touch grass, by the way. I'm just gonna repeat, like, this is what happens when Myu has to touch grass. All the funny shit happens. Dosas and curries What? Nah, not that important. Sure it was. I know, miss, I'm so sorry I didn't really, like, I was so, like, caught up with this and I went on the whole long train, but, like, I know, miss, how has your day been? It is Sunday, though, so, like, what are your plans for the rest of today? Have you sort of planned out, like, what you're gonna be doing? Or is it, like, as it comes and it goes, just do whatever? For anyone who's actually interested, I do have a thread for Malaysian artists and commissioners as well. Some of them have really good prizes. So even on an international scale, I think like the price that they're charging for like their artwork and also for some of their content is actually really cheap. So if you guys are interested, please do check that viral tweet out. It did get to like quite a few Malaysians itself, so check that out if you're looking for like new artwork, new rigging, new models. I think that's a fantastic thread to be on. It's fine, been vibing. Oh yeah, that's the way to go on a Sunday. The vibes. Where did you touch grass, by the way? Everywhere, Flair. I was everywhere. I was running around with a friend because my friend came down to visit, and therefore, well, he came down to visit for a convention. I skipped out on a convention, and you may have seen some of my posts about it, but I basically skipped out on a convention because we're restarting back again. It's basically the equivalent of Comic Cat, but in Malaysia, and half of the size of it for now. So I was like, no, I already know, like, for this particular area, there's gonna be a lot of people there. And so true to the word, they didn't organize the lines properly, but they did sold, I think, more than 65,000 tickets. And so it was packed. People had to wait 3 hours in line just to get into halls. It was raining. Let me just say, like, it's not the best of feels. And you know what's the worst part of all is that, like, majority of, like, any of my childhood friends or any of my current friends were either performers at the convention itself. So yes, I do have like a bunch of people who are any song that I know from like my earlier days who are like any song performers. So we had them, and they've got a fast pass with like the artist booth pass, and then all my other friends who are artists who are selling at the convention with fast pass. I had one who actually who I know that didn't mind actually selling her ticket because she had bought her ticket prior to deciding to boothing, and she's like, oh, you know, I can give you the ticket for free, you can come. And I was like, no, it's day one. No, I'm so sorry, thank you so much, but day one, that's hell. I'll need to be there at least 4 a.m. in the morning, just like how it would have been with Comic Cat Camp. My ass right in front of the doors itself, so I can maybe get in through the first round, and then I'll be fine. So like, no, my experience at Comic Cat has taught me, like, you want to do this, you do this right. Expected a lesser crowd due to the limited online sales. No. And then to be fair, like, it is one of the biggest like conventions right now in at least for Southeast Asia. I would say Comic Cat and Alpha are like the two biggest conventions. Comic Cat because, like, you know, Malaysians, it's a lot cheaper to fly within Malaysia itself. But you've also got foreigners coming in. You've got people who are from Singapore, you've got Thailand, you've got the Vietnamese and the Myanmars, you've got Indonesia, you've got Philippines, people from Philippines flying down. So, you know, I think like, and Brunei as well, sorry. I cannot forget our fellow friends at Brunei. I'm so sorry if any Bruneians are here. I apologize in advance for forgetting you and putting you last. But like, all these people around the region will come down because Comic Cat is like a huge venue and we're willing to accept everything. And I think, like, you know how we were talking about how like Hololive got announced, you know, it's pretty impressive considering that I'm starting to see a lot more like Holo EN and Holo ID are kind of like, you know, blowing up. We're seeing them everywhere. And it's also great because like, I think like, with the current conventions that have been popping out recently, there's a lot more focus on local VTubers. So we're starting to see a lot more VTubing agencies and companies also putting up booths at this particular convention. And given the fact that I guess like quite a number of Malaysians speak Chinese, so you're actually seeing all these agencies from China that are also trying to promote their content. I've seen it like lingering about on the internet, so I've actually had a look at like some of the people that were there. It's impressive. I think that this is encouraging as well because one, we're encouraging a lot more locals to accept VTubing. My Holo TV is one of them. AirAsia is one. It's a local agency that have hired foreigners, and we're seeing them exploding. Not maybe in the numbers as HoloLive and EG Sanji, but they're getting there, you know. And so if there's more room for acceptance for it, what's gonna happen? What's gonna say, you know, like another 5 to 10 years down the line? And I think that's really impressive that we're seeing like corporates or small indie agencies trying to make it big, trying to grow their foot. I think Bilibili as well has been pretty impressive, because I've been seeing so many ads from Bilibili trying to push and get more VTubers to come and create content on their platform. In fact, they've got to create a program. So again, context, this is not promotion for Bilibili. It's just more like I had briefly got involved with it. I briefly checked it out, and I wanted to just sort of like let you know the process. So Bilibili has this creator program that they occasionally allow, they do open up, and I think some of the Bilibili creators will also spread by word of mouth. But essentially what will happen is that if you're a VTuber and you stream at Bilibili, their contract is very strict. You can't stream on YouTube or Twitch, so that's out of the picture already. So sorry guys, if you're trying to build for like the English community and you're trying to aim for a certain international community, you can't do that. You can't do dual streams. It's just out of the contract. But you go through an audition, and the audition is not about like, oh, do you have the talent and the voice? No, the audition is trying to garner a certain minimum amount of likes, and so that requires you to just get people to tune in during your program itself to upvote you, because Bilibili's system is more of all about upvoting. As long as you meet the minimum itself and you guys are chiming in to upvote and view each other's content, collaborate with other streamers out there, then yeah, you're getting closer to onboarding on the Bilibili Creators Program. And once you're on the Bilibili Creators Program, all creators sort of chip into the pool of the amount of money that you get out. You know, you do have to meet a certain amount of views or content to be able to cash out, but there is a consistent stream of cashing out, because everyone like, oh, okay, it's a bit communism in that sense, but like everyone chips into that pool itself. So if there's at least someone who breaks out, it's not like they take all the money out there and they get the huge cut. Everyone's got a pot out of it. I think it's really interesting, because it's definitely not a method you would find with like Twitch and with YouTube at very least. Twitch and YouTube is more geared towards your growth, and so you need to put in the effort, you need to do this. The Bilibili's approach is really more about like a community thing. Now, given the fact that I only just had a brief glance at it, and this was like a few months ago, I will wager that whatever I'm saying might be outdated, or I might misremembered it. So I do want to add that context there so that no one takes my word as it is, because I don't want to mislead people on things. So I will forewarn and mention that I am well aware that this information that I am sharing is not necessarily accurate. Okay, so it's not necessarily accurate, but you know, again, very, very fascinating to just sort of see like how different even different platforms are kind of promoting it. I'm not sure how TikTok works. I have seen like at least 1 or 2 people who have started streaming on TikTok with VTubing. I think that TikTok is really more geared for short. So if you're going to be streaming like VTubing content now, like a full-blown VTubing content, I do have questions of like, what are the incentives you're going to get? How is it easy to get monetized on TikTok? How easy it is, say, to create the stream as opposing to like uploading on YouTube and Twitch? You know, like, is there room for growth? I assume like with TikTok's algorithm is a lot faster to grow if you've got like shorter content itself. And I think that brings me back as well to like the conversation I had with Terrified Preeny, because I was talking about like growing the channel, and we did definitely discuss about like spending time to create content first and then doing everything else with streaming. And he's like, oh, you know, instead of doing everyday streams, how about cutting it down and just doing like 3 days of full-blown streams, and then 4 days you spend time just creating content. And you know, I've seen that with with Golf as well, like how he's grown. And I think that you know, it's not wrong, it's a winning formula if you split your time between content creation versus like live streaming. and I think that that works out if you have that energy. I know I'm still like, yeah, still hovering about no energy. So I'm doing this right now. I'm doing this right now. So for live streams, more focus on live streams, but that's also because like in terms of time, this is more conducive for me. And yeah, definitely works. So yes, it's been nice. I did enjoy the fact that outside of my last meetup with the friend, I did enjoy you know, having a quiet day in today. So I do apologize. I you know, the whole time that I've been touching grass, I've been wasting a lot of energy because again, I say waste, but literally it's just more like I feel my energy drained because I'm hanging out with extroverts, and because of that, guys, I kid you not, every time I came back home, I would be crashing. Okay, I would crash on the bed, and then there's a part of me is like, oh, I have Genshin dailies to do. Like that thought only enters my head as I'm crashing, and then I kid you not, because I have that thought entering my head right as I'm crashing, I wake up 1 to 2 hours later, and usually it's around 2 a.m. right before the 4 a.m. like 2 a.m. Okay, I'll be waking up 2 a.m. and then I'm like, okay, I gotta pick right now. I've got like so many games. I need to like pick the one that I'm gonna like spend all my energy on. And guess what I end up doing? Jumps on the computer, plays Genshin at 2 a.m. till it hits reset at 4 5, and I'm like, I'm gonna zombie to work. I'm gonna zombie in the next day and goes to sleep. It's like, I know Vrace has told me this before, so Vrace, if you're back, I'm fairly sure you're gonna say the same thing now. That I could skip Genshin dailies for just a day, but like, it's my primo gems. Who's gonna save me? I need the primo gems, guys. I can't. I feel like my primo gems are calling out to me, and it's really important for me to try to make sure like I get the dailies done. No, thankfully I'll be back to like normal proper sleeping. I you know, and I'm looking forward to like no, I'm not buying Genesis crystals, okay? But I welcome if you want to give me some. I welcome anyone to chuck me some. In fact, like I welcome like subatons or donations like closer to like January itself, because you know it's that special one. Yes, you have to go to bed, Aru definitely go to bed. I am gonna be ending stream as well because this is meant to be a close to 1 hour stream. I will say this though, it was really funny because so we had reunion today again. It's winter solstice, and I just found out that one of my cousins is into Wii Shoujo. So we had a long discussion about Wii Shoujo and VTubing itself, and funny enough was like, as we were having this discussion, I mentioned how I'm like prepping up the spaceship and like creating the studio, and he's like, wait, hang on, you VTube? Wait, what? And he's like, give me your details, like give me your link, give me your socials, when have you started? And then, you know, we went down that line, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving you shit all. You're like, no. No, like hell as if I'm gonna give that. And for context, I do have a cousin who used to stream Dota Rank itself and used to peak, I think, 500 viewers every day for Dota Rank. But to be fair, he's an entertainer. And even now, like for a job itself, he's a DJ, so he's an entertainer. But he used to be one of the top Dota rank players in Malaysia, one of the few top ranked Dota players in Malaysia. So he's done streaming on Twitch and has cashed out quite a bit before. And it was funny because like that, because it was just more like, haha, yeah, like VTubers and anonymity is normal. And the other cousin was just not satisfied. He's like, I'm gonna fly you, I'm gonna stalk you, and I'm gonna say code word that like, well, that you will know it's you. And like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. First and foremost, you'll be dead, cause like, you got work tomorrow. But like, find me, nah, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to find me that easily. I am too small for anyone to find me. I don't think like you could do keywords and check and find me and actually be able to recognize me. In fact, I don't think I sound the same as I do in real life. I bet I sound like slightly different. I mean, I I have people that basically corroborated with the fact that I do sound different in real life than on stream. So I'm like, okay, go for it. Go for it. I wanna see you try your luck. Like, good luck, good luck. I don't think it's gonna happen. I remember it was rigged. Nothing is ever rigged. 87% is 87%, yo. Race is like, it's never wrong on Aru's meter, because like, Aru's always 100% sus. We all know that. We all definitely know that. But yes, it's been great, and I have been really rejuvenated despite being also exhausted from it. But like the whole week, will I continue to die trying to do Genshin dailies? Thankfully, this week is over. The extroverted, I'm not meeting up with my extroverted friend anymore. I'm not spending like the whole day with them, and therefore that means that I can finally save all that energy into doing Genshin dailies, which, by the way, I haven't done for today, so I'm gonna be doing this after this little chat. But at least I have energy now. I have energy, okay? I have energy. Yeah, no, I do want to admit that I do like my friends. I've got no issues with them. It's just I bleed energy faster than like Pikachu can bleed and exhaust his like zaps. Alright. Thank you guys so much. It is a very short 1 hour stream itself, well, less than an hour stream, but I did wanted to share a little bit of updates for the whole week itself, and also to prep you guys that that I will also, be around probably a lot more for like the Christmas week itself. I will like to also give some context. So on Christmas itself, if you guys are going to be popping by, me and Will-O-Wisp, we are intending to do a watch along. So we'll be doing a watch along on his server itself. We're kind of like in discussion of like what type of movies we're gonna be airing. So we're in between like Gundam, Witch of the Mercury, and like 2 movies we've got in mind. One of them is Princess Bride. I think the other one that he has in mind is Everything Everywhere All at Once. So if you've not watched any of these, or you'd like to recap of these, please do come by. It will be an off stream itself. We're going to just have a look, have a blast with those. So if you are interested, please do stop by and check us out. We are also planning some activities for Christmas itself. It likely will be a collaboration between me and Will-O-Wisp. So please do pop by and check the both of us out on that day itself for Christmas. Hey, Velcro, done already? Yes, unfortunately this is a very, very short stream. Today's stream is an hour long only because I have to finish Genshin dailies and I don't want to kill myself. I've killed myself the last 4 days. I swear to God, when you're hanging with an extrovert, you kill yourself and then you only have energy to do dailies. You are exhausted that you want to sleep and you crash, and then the thought of dailies then prompts you back up and revives you like a dead corpse, and then you realize, oh shit, I need to do it, and it's 2 a.m. so you have 2 hours to rush before the 4 a.m. reset, and then by the time you rush it's actually 4 a.m. already. So yeah, I don't want to go through that again. I'm not doing that. None. You've been killing yourself the past 2 days. Don't kill yourself, Velcro. We're young. Young people need to live. We're not race. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for the stories. Yes. Don't worry. Much love, Mr. Kid. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm joking, by the way, Reese. I'm joking. Also, so for next, I remember there are at least 4 to 5 hydrates, so I will be hydrating after this. So I'll be hydrating first, and then after that, I will be playing Genshin. Now, for anyone who wants to see me play Genshin, I will briefly stream it on Discord. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in itself. It really is nice to have you guys here. I know the feeling, Velcro. I know the feeling so well. Congratulations on touching grass and socializing, Velcro. Congratulations. Alright, thanks everyone. I'll catch you guys later. Oh, one last thing, guys. Odit is having his birthday subathon 24-hour stream. Please make sure to check him out, guys. Just want to shout out to my beautiful friend Odit. So please do check out his stream when you can. I'll be checking him in the morning, sneakily in the middle of work. But if you guys can, please check him out and give him some love.